Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Between You and I Bad Grammar podcast. This is episode 19. And today, Ryan and I have Kathy Moore,
Yay.
who is extraordinary. And we had so much fun talking to her. She does so many things. I mean, not only is she a fantastic guitarist, she plays piano, she sings, she writes. She's in so many projects and constantly working, right, Ryan? Like we
Oh
talked
yeah. I
about
mean,
so many things.
she makes me feel pretty lazy, quite honestly. So
Seriously. Yes, right? She's just a super creative, right? She's
hmm
got ideas and she's interested in learning and does, right? Like she sits down. There were so many things about this conversation that I just enjoyed. And she's, I can't say enough about her. She's fantastic. So hope you guys all enjoy it. This is episode 19 with Kathy Moore. Love you guys. If you want to subscribe, we would totally appreciate it. If you want to leave a review, that's awesome as well. Hope you have a good time. All right, take care. Today, we have the incredible Kathy Moore, who's in so many bands that I can't list them all now, but I will list some. So you have like the Kathy Moore Superpower Trio, the Little Ships, you do Blood Moon Orchestra, you do Boom Boom Band. I think you do, right? I've seen you do, and Crystal Beth, and other things. So, and okay, well, we get into this. Like, I probably can't list all the things you do, like all the people you've played with and the collaborated with, like Darius. Like, anyways, the list goes on. And you're so prolific. I couldn't wait to talk about that. Like, I was just like, when is she not doing something? And I love that. Like, I say that as a huge compliment. So, you're just in a lot of things. So we're going to provide like an S ton of links in this episode too, just so people can get the chance to explore all the things that you do. But thank you. Thank you for coming on this podcast. And it's a long time coming. We've been like with COVID and I think things just going on in people's lives. We've been like, we're doing it. We're not doing it. We're doing it. We're not doing it.
It happens. Yeah.
I'm too tired. No, I'm not.
We had that really great meeting between you, myself, Tekla, Shayna, that whole group, Julia, just a whole group of ladies talking, and it was so wonderful.
Yeah, I really, we had Tekla on here as well, and we were talking about that. And from my perspective, like I wanted to gather women because I didn't do that when I was in the thick of bands. I felt, self-induced probably, but I didn't reach out to other people or other peers or other women, probably just out of busyness and ignorance and, I'm someone who's used to being alone. And so it just probably didn't cross my mind. But as I got older, I can reflect back on all the times that really didn't serve me, especially when things got, hard. I was like, oh, wow, I really need to form a practice of reaching out to people, participating, asking, building relationships. And so that night was just one of those tries at that, just saying like, well, these are all incredibly talented women and I just don't want to be around that. I want to hear what everybody else is doing. And, and often is the case, we're a lot of times going through the same thing or have, and it's really comforting to just hear and talk to other.
Well, isn't that great? Because if you have such specific things that happen when you're a musician, and nobody can really understand it except for someone who's gone through the same thing. So it's really great to have conversations with people, and then you feel like they can relate to you, and you don't have to feel bad about talking about it, whatever that thing is, or the joys of it, or being around creativity helps inspire creativity. So
yes, yeah, that's the excellent point right there. And, even Tekla had said, like, I really needed to talk to someone who could understand what this is like or what I'm going through. And I had said to her, I said, yeah, I remember a very specific time in my life that was probably the hardest time, like in terms of like having a depression. And I remember talking to my mom and she was like, well, why don't you call someone? And I was like, yeah, like who who would I call? Who's going to know who's what I've been through? Or, not so dramatically, or like who has seen the things I've seen, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or been through, or understand what's difficult about it and what's good or not magical about it, and commune on that.
Yeah.
Or get help. And so, yeah, I took that very seriously at some point. And I'm much better at just reaching out. I'm like, well, it was like, Carrie, it requires your participation if you want to have friends.
Oh my God, isn't it true? Because the thing that's really hard for me is that I could spend hours in a room just learning stuff and sorting through it. And so I actually have to force myself, and I have like my cat, my husband. So I have to really force myself into the world. I love people. Like when I talk to people, it's so wonderful and thrilling. But I think as like someone who does something that's time consuming in a solo endeavor, it's really hard to make yourself go out. And so one of the great things about quarantine, which I hate to say that sentence, one of the great
I'm with you. Yeah.
You got to find the upside.
Yeah. Please.
I've had some of the best conversations I've had during this quarantine. And even like last week, I learned to make kimchi with two friends of mine who meet once a week to teach each other stuff. And it took 2 hours to make the kimchi, and then you have to set it out for, a year or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if I would eat it because I'm like, should I really eat this? But it smells great, Anyway, it's so great to have that, which I've never done in my life. And so I'm like, why were we not doing that?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's forced us to slow down.
Yeah.
And I think especially the not quarantine, but like shelter in place kind of whatever scenario forces simplicity as well, and innovation. But also if you're a natural introvert in some sense, right? Like not introvert in that you're not social, but like I take pleasure in being alone. Like I am at ease and prefer a lot of alone time. And when you're right, when you're doing creative efforts like songwriting, recording, or all these things, like that's the fun part. You really could just disappear into your basement, like pleasurably not come out for a few days or a month, maybe, because you're having fun and it requires focus.
Yeah.
So, but I think this time I've said the same thing, like almost feeling guilty, but like, ooh, did I ask for COVID? Because I didn't want to commute anymore. I was working.
Yeah.
And I was so burnt on commuting from Tacoma to Seattle.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, hallelujah, I don't have to commute. And so I felt bad. And then I chose to take that. I recognized that as an opportunity to really isolate. So I got off all social media and needed to get really silent. Like just, I do a lot of meditation. And so I really needed just days of silence and sitting in order to hear something new and kind of clear out and get centered. And so for me, that's what I needed. That was the medicine I needed. And then, then I felt ready at some point. With a different, like for me, I use social media to share, like, because I do life coaching and mentorship. And so I use it for that and some connecting, but then I got to get off. I have to train myself to get out.
I know. I've been having this thought lately that I wonder if the way that we react on social media, which by the way, I use it obviously a lot to share or whatever, or connect to people around the world that are my friends. But I feel like we are training ourselves to be offended by stuff. And I'm not talking about the big picture stuff. I'm talking about little irritations that we should be able to take, like when you're driving a car and you get mad at people.
Right.
I feel like everything is so irritating, and then we're taking that into our everyday life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's no guardrails on social media, right? Like it's easy. You don't have any consequences in that moment if you just react, right? What are the boundaries that make you go, why don't you stop for a minute? And
it's easy to forget there's a human on the other side too, because you're just seeing text on the screen, and then you can sit there and type something really mean and not realize the impact it's going to have.
Right.
Yeah. And also people just misunderstand language, they misunderstand jokes. They misunderstand language, or that what someone is saying comes from their whole history of their life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so it may not be about you at all, but we get offended by like really silly things. And so it makes us like more impatient when we're standing in line at the supermarket or, and so, I did a thing for a while where I was trying to not read the news feed. What did they call it? Doom scrolling.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then, I love to see what people are doing. Like that to me is also very, like a lot of people share cool, do you know Jody Brothers?
Yeah.
I always feel like she shares all this amazing stuff, even like it's funny or it's political or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are people that I like to really see what in art, music that's coming out and stuff like that. So,
Hey, and I figure as long as it's pleasurable to you, then it's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll find myself scrolling going, you don't feel good anymore and you're still scrolling, like get out. Like, and I wonder there's some folks who end up, that's where they're living.
Oh, for
is
sure.
in social media. And I was like, that's not a place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's not, and it's a perception.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you have so much going on, so many things. So, I mean, I don't even know where to start all the questions I have. Like,
okay.
One, can you just give us a history of your history, right? Because you do a lot of efforts. You're an insanely good guitar player. Like you're such a sought after guitarist. I don't know, just give me a history as you as a musician.
Yeah. So in high school, I didn't play guitar. I played piano and I sang, and I was like in musicals and stuff, and I accompanied people in musicals. And when I went to college to study classical piano and voice. And when I didn't have a piano anymore, I bought electric guitar. And I had played a little bit of guitar before that. Like I knew some chords, but I couldn't do anything like bar chords. I didn't really know anything interesting, just like D, G. So when I bought the electric guitar, I started practicing for hours and hours because I super fell in love with it. Like in a way that I hadn't, like I felt like a musician before that, but that was the thing that I fell in love with. And so I practiced for hours and hours, and I started developing that thing where you just stay at home doing something. And I wasn't like, when I first started playing guitar, I started playing jazz because there was I was looking for women who played guitar just to let me know that this was a thing that was possible. Like I wasn't hitting my head against a wall or whatever. Because I had been told that women couldn't really play guitar, that we weren't strong.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay.
We didn't have the forearm restraint.
Yeah.
And so I saw, someone told me about Emily Remler, who was this great jazz guitar player, and she died at 32, but she used to travel around performing and teaching and was really well respected. And so I decided that I wanted to play jazz so I could get like Emily Remler. And I did that for a really long time where I was just studying it. And I still loved rock. Like when I was in Long Beach, Fishbone was the band. So we would listen to jazz and then go listen to Fishbone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or any Fishbone related thing. Like Wendy and Lisa were actually Fishbone related because there were groups of funk bands that would get together and play. I think through the bass player of Fishbone.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I always had like I always loved certain things like, Guns N' Roses or whatever. But actually when grunge happened, I think my mind was blown because it was a new scene.
Yeah.
And there really had not been an important scene in rock and roll for a long time that I related to. And I remember seeing Nirvana and going, whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds different, and it makes me feel a certain way, and I'm a little scared, and it's...
I'm a little scared.
And then Soundgarden, like, that was really kind of the kicker. So I actually moved to Seattle around that time.
Are you from California? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
I'm from the Midwest.
Okay. Nice.
But I lived in California for a while when grunge was happening. So my brother lived in Seattle, but I think I kind of moved up just because not to play grunge, just to be there, you know, because
wow.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
But I still played jazz when I came up.
Nice.
So go ahead.
I know so many people. I mean, I know a ton of guitar players who have deep respect for jazz. I mean, Garth Reeves has deep respect for that. Rafe, who played My Leaves, they're all very deep into that. And there's passion in jazz, and there's swing, and there's great like turns, right? I can see why you would like be really close to it and into it.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the cool thing is because I play mostly rock and funk now, so it's like swinging 3 bats, and then going and swinging one. You know, it really kind of sets your skills up, like your transcribing skills and your arranging skills, and how to improvise and listen to people and connect together. So I feel like that part of it was really important for this other phase of my life, which has really been playing rock guitar for the last 50 years, I think.
Yeah. No, you're amazing at that. You're very, and you seem to me, and you can tell me, very intuitive, right? Like it's in your body. Like you kind of go to another place. And, you know, there's those amazing guitar players. Like I think McCready's like that, where he's gone, you know, like, oh, he gone, you know, like
isn't it the best? Like I always on that, like, you know, sometimes you can see it happen, because sometimes he'll just be playing like we all do. And then he is gone. So, and by the way, you can hear it when he does it. I was at a Flight to Mars once, and I was in the back room, and he had been playing a solo, and I was in the back room, I don't know, brushing my hair or whatever. And all of a sudden I heard a sound change, and I ran out, and he was gone and like breaking shit or whatever. I mean, can I say that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can swear your head off. Don't worry about it.
Now the French comes out.
I'm surprised I haven't yet.
And he, like, not only did he go to that place that was super thrilling and exciting, but I felt like I went there too. I think the audience went there with him. It was really exciting. And I feel like when I see him do that, I learned something about letting go fully. You know.
Yeah. Let the magic come through, right?
Yeah.
Because I fully believe in that. Like, get out of the way. Like something's trying to come through you. Yeah, no, and that must feel like a pleasure. Like when you're playing and you get that, isn't that amazing? Like some kind of high?
Oh yeah, it's the best. That's my favorite. It's like a, you know, I'm not religious at all anymore, but I was actually Pentecostal for a while.
Okay, wow, that's right there. Guitar playing Pentecostal. It's not that far.
This was like when I was young and
sure.
Like whatever.
Hey, this just adds flavor to you, Kathy. Don't worry about it.
But I think, you know, from when I was 14 to 16, and it, what happens is this hysterical elation.
Yeah.
That's why I think people get into that whole Pentecostal world. And, and it happens when I play guitar. So that becomes almost like that spiritual experience for me.
Yeah. Well, it's like getting yourself in a state, right? What is the whirling dervishes too, right? They spin in order to get into a state. Yeah, that's a magical, I think, mystical thing that happens if you can get yourself into that zone. And it just feels really great. It's really, I mean, I think that's what keeps sometimes people in music. Like you can endure a lot of crap for like 10 minutes of like that elation or that being on stage and playing. I knew a friend who was an actor and who quit acting. And I was like, well, why'd you quit? And he said, I just realized I was enduring like, you know, 22 hours of shit for like 20 minutes of amazing, like, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and that's, I couldn't do it any longer. And I was like, you're not wrong. I'm like, or not quite wrong. I mean, I guess that's really stressful, but there was a time when I could really relate to that. I was like, oh, you're closer than you think. All right.
I mean, there's something to be said about getting in that zone though. Any kind of art, like when you're working on it and you just like, it becomes so encompassing that everything disappears in that moment. Is really powerful.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the whole idea. And that's another thing I learned from jazz, because jazz, if you listen to John Coltrane in Love Supreme, he's in that a lot. But he's in that through that whole album. And you practice and fix all your stuff, so that you can do that, you know, so that when you go into that place where you're not consciously affecting everything that you do, the good stuff will come up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Once you're really good at playing an instrument.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you can go intuitive then.
Yeah.
And that's where magic happens. I like, you know, I was talking about Rafe, who played on my last record, and there's a song Lead Astray. And what I like about, like, he does I feel like a light amount of jazz, or his style on that is that he partners with me. It's like we're dancing together. Like I go, he goes, I go, he goes. But and it's not like he's doing something so complicated, but it's the tastiest pluck, you know what I mean? Or tone, or like a little flutter of something, or holding of one note, and then I'll vocally meet there. I'm like, that's the shit right there. I just love that. I'm like, even if nobody likes it, I'm super happy. I'm like, oh, I'm good. That's good. That's almost as good as sex right there.
Well, what is that like for you as a lead performer when you're out there, when you get into that place? Like, what is that experience like?
You know, I've always said, like, I think of vocals like a guitarist would bond to guitaring. You know what I mean? Like yourself, or like, you know, Danny Newcomb's the same way. He used to get up 4 hours every day, just like, because he was, it was like the guitar and him were like one, right? But I look at singing the same way an instrumentalist would look at their instrument. Like, I'm interested in, you know, what I can do, or how do I want that to sound, or the playing of it, right? Not over affecting. I'm not interested in being fakey. I like singing, right? Like, so I'm a singer, like, so when I get with good musicians, I mean, it's just, especially really great ones who know how to, like, fall down, bounce back, come, you know, whatever, like, really, you know, it's like I'm walking on air and I don't look back. Like, I mean, anything could happen behind me and I'm like, whatever, you know, like, I kind of love that, exchange, right? And so, you know, every record I've done, it's been a brand new band or collection of people, and that's on purpose. One, because it's my chance to get to play with new and other people, but I trust a lot. I mean, I also trust in the mess up. Like, the third record I did, my husband played bass live, and he had no experience. I mean, he literally played bass in the basement with his brother, right? But he knew how to play bass, and he got right on it. Like, I'm also one of those people who will hand like somebody new and be like, go learn this record. You're in the band, you know, because I don't know. I have faith in people, and I'm like, I like taking the chance of offering something. Mostly, I think I'm good at picking people who I know are eager. Yeah. Sean Bates was the same way. He played on Invitation, and he was getting into playing keys, and he's a great singer, right? And he's a great songwriter. And so I was like, Sean, you want to play my band? Here's the record, go learn it. And he learned it in a week. And it was like, yeah, good. So, but Marty learned technically, like, he could devour the bass grimoire, right? Like, just every day playing. But it was really cool to watch him go. I had said to him, that's great. You know all the notes. You logically and, you know, technically know all the notes. But what I want you to be aware of is when we get on stage and so-and-so gets too drunk and fucks up, what are you going to do? I'm like, you need to move from your technical to feel. And I'm like, because you're not going to know how to find your way back unless you learn how to feel this music. And he did. And it was, I mean, that to watch him evolve, like, that was an evolution for him to be like, because anything could happen. Like, sometimes, you know, depending on certain players, I was like, I will choose a little bit of crazy. And I think that band was like Pickerel, Jared Clifton. I mean, the chance of someone being drunk was like high. And I think I was pregnant the whole time.
Fun. Yeah.
So I love the, like, well, it's okay. I don't know. I like a little bit of crazy.
Well, I don't know if it's the same thing, but I love to write songs on broken instruments.
Ooh.
I like a surprise or a shock to me because it breaks me out of my grips. And I like to do a lot of things that sound different from each other. Like, I don't really want to have a sound, although there is a sound. Like, I'm a pretty loud rock and roll person, you know. I one of my favorite country songs I wrote on this broken guitar that I had to kind of hold it together while I was playing
Oh,
it.
really?
And it just sounded so cool. I wish I could
I love that.
from that instrument, but or even like we weren't listening to Elliott Smith during this time, and then we got his first vinyl, and I just have been writing, thinking about kind of how he stripped everything down, but it still sounded super rockin'. You know, like
Yeah.
acoustic guitar, double voice, and a little snare, like a little brushwork.
Did you ever hear Heat Miser?
No, I don't.
Oh my God. Go. So Elliott Smith was also in Heat Miser, one of my all-time favorite bands, and that's rock and roll. Like that's during the cold grunge era, but Heat Miser was badass. And I think he played bass.
Oh, wow.
I could be wrong. I can't remember, probably guitar, but he was in that as well. And that's, I think he knew how to do a lot of things that wasn't what happened in his solo stuff, but he was doing it in other places. So he had that in him. I liked his picking, like that whole picking style. And then just the way he recorded to his recording style.
Do you know what it is? Oh, you mean the way it sounded?
The way it sounded, yeah, like the double vocals or the harmonies or things like that. And it was his songs were so ominous and hush. Danny and I got to go on tour with him early on this, what do we call it? Pop chord or something tour with like Slim Moon, Sean Kroger from Cracker Bash. It was me and Danny and Tammy Watson from Kill Sybil. And we just went down the West Coast. And so it was really cool to get a watch. And it was just Elliott by himself to watch him play. And it was so, you're right, so simple, but so beautiful and ominous. It's like when you hear Nirvana and you're like, well, that's something.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't know why this and not that.
Yeah.
Why this and for so many people?
Well, I think that's the magic of of artists, right? Something came through him and that's his thing. I think the same thing with Cobain and other people as well, where it's like, that's the magic, the individual magic of like, oh, that person has something coming through them, right? Or any artist.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about Elliott Smith, because I've been listening to him a lot, is that, you can definitely hear John Lennon and Paul Simon, and he doesn't sound like them. So he took that to this place where everyone can imitate, and you can say, oh, that sounds like Elliott Smith if you do it. It doesn't sound like John Lennon. And so it's pretty cool when someone can take their influences and shape it into something new.
Yeah. Well, and I'm a really lyric person. So he's a great lyricist too. Like Roman Candle was probably one of my all-time favorite songs, where he's like, I want to hurt him. I want to give him pain. I'm a Roman candle. My head is full of flames. I just was like, oh my God, fucking amazing. I couldn't get enough of it. Like I actually demanded to sing backup on that song one time. I was like, please, Elliott, can I sing just on the chorus? And he was just like, sure. Yeah. I mean, just live one time in Portland, where I just was, everybody was really in like awe of him, I think. Including myself. And so I just want one, it's like a fan. I was a fan. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I give anything just to sing on that chorus with you. Like just a, octave up or something. And it was really fun. Yeah. I love that song. I mean, I love a lot of his stuff, but I want to ask you too, like you're in so many projects. I wanted to talk to you about what motivates you. I mean, you're a creative person. But like, I don't know. I don't even know what to ask you. It's like, how do you keep track of it? Why do you do so many things? What do you like about all of them? Like what, what sustains you? I mean, cause it's a lot of stuff. Yeah. I mean, I know some things come to the forefront, like right now, Kathy Moore Superpower Trio is like, you've releasing something. Maybe that's the focus right now. The Little Ships will do something, and that's, can you talk about that? Like all the things, and then all the people that ask you to play with them, like, what the hell is going on?
I've actually had to, the thing that's sort of heartbreaking is I've had to say no to some of my favorite musicians because the commitment would have been too much and I wouldn't be able to do my own thing. I mean, that, I wouldn't even say who, but that drives me crazy. Like when I'm like, oh, I really want to play with them so bad. but so I would say the first of all of this was really playing with Thaddeus Turner,
Oh
who's
yeah.
one of my favorite musicians in the world, and I've played with him for 11
Yes.
years. We're going to play on Saturday for live stream.
Yeah.
And he is brilliant.
I totally want to work with him at some point. I feel like he's one of the only people who gets my solo shit.
You have to. And you know, he's doing all this stuff with Steve Fisk.
Yes, I know. And Steve will tell me like Thaddeus loves your record. And I was like, if Thaddeus loves it, I'm good to go.
You have to. I mean,
okay.
How that person is not the most famous person.
Right? Okay, I'm maybe between the four of us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Just to put some more on your plate.
Together, that's a pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So it really started with him, and he kind of got me into a lot of different places. You know, sometimes you work with someone who, like before that, I would play and people would like me, but no one was asking me to play with them. And the moment that Thaddeus asked me to play with him, everybody asked me to play.
Yes, totally get it.
That was the opening of it. Social media was the opening of it, because all of a sudden people had a way of contacting you easily without having to try to find your number or trying to find out.
Yeah.
Everybody knows where you're playing. Everybody knows what you do. They've seen you play guitar on social media or in recording projects. So most of the connections I have are people contacting me on Facebook Messenger.
Totally.
And so anyway, I was playing with Thaddeus, which was really great. And then I started having people ask me to play, and I wasn't doing my own music at all either. I would kind of write some stuff because I do, but I just stopped writing music. And I really wanted to not miss out when people would ask me, because, you know, like I get really excited by other people's creativity, and I like interacting with other musicians on stage. And so, you know, playing with people like Gracelove and RL Hire and people I think are really brilliant has been kind of remarkable. You know, at some point you and I are going to play together, which I'm very
yes.
And
powerhouse.
You know, I got to play on Stephanie Johnson's solo release. I know, come on.
Oh my God, that voice. I mean, as a singer, I'm just like, yes, she is so beautiful. Yeah. I mean, she's just a fantastic singer. What a great voice. And guitar player and songwriter. Like
great. The whole package. And so like when she performs, she makes you feel really good. Like she makes the audience feel connected, and she makes you really feel good about yourself. I played with Shayna on a show that was one of my favorite shows I've ever done. And
another powerhouse.
And Ruby, you know. So I just don't want to miss out on stuff when I get asked to do it, because you learn from playing with other people. And if you're playing with like right before this happened, Ben Smith, Jeff Fielder, myself, Mark Pickrell, we're going to play a show together.
Oh my God.
And Mark Pickrell and I were going to do Iggy Pop, which I was so excited about. And I'm like, I think we had to cancel it like 2 days out.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Isn't that crazy?
That's a crazy lineup right there.
I know.
Like, I might have to drink a lot and come see that just to calm down.
I know. And Andy Stoller and
my God.
I know. And so I don't know. I think it's and by the way, I think I don't play with more people than RL. Like RL plays, and just to say, that guy can do everything. He's kind of a freakishly talented human.
Yeah.
So he's like the Fifth Avenue guy.
Yeah.
But he's also the play with everybody, be on everyone's album, do it all himself in his home studio. You know, so I think there's also a part of me that when I get around guitar players, who I really love to play with guitar players, it's that beautiful, like, oh, I better get my stuff. I better get my home recording studio together. I better get my chops up. I better, you know, it's like a really good way to put the fire under you.
Yes. That's a great feeling. I mean, because isn't it great to commune with other great musicians, right? Just period. Like everything you're saying, like all those people are just hands down amazing. And you're creating things together, working your craft well, and making things. I mean, that's beautiful place to be.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Isn't that what art's all about? I mean, I think there was a time where I think I stopped, I hadn't really solidified my why. Like, why do you do music? Because I started playing, in Hammerbox when I was 23, and I had never been in a band before. And it was, the grunge era, and things went fast. Yeah. And that could be really lucky, but that doesn't mean I ever stopped to go, well, what do you think? Or how are you doing? Or who else are you? Or all those kind of things. And I don't think I did that until maybe like post Goodness, and then finally just naturally had a stopping point and went, sat down. It just was like, kind of maybe a little messed up, a little bit sort of like, well, how are we doing? I'm like, I don't know. But just over the course of time, spending time, taking time to think about it, really understanding that, like, for myself, I really needed a why, not just because you can, right? There's a big difference between, well, I can do it, but that tends to be hollow after a while. It's like, well, do you have a why that's true to you? And so my thing is to commune, like just all the things you're saying. Like, I also enjoy like the being with other musicians, the getting to create, the playing live, I love recording and learning from other musicians, and the making of things is I'm deeply, humbly love that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the why. And I just want to see what I can make, right? And things I can do in this lifetime. I mean, I'm not as prolific as yourself and a lot of other people. That's just not how I work, right? I'm very, I call myself periodical. I mean, that's just my pace. I have a tendency to like, do a bunch of things, and then I need a timeout. And I'm also a mom too. I have a 12-year-old, and I'm married and I work and but I like that balance. Those are chosen things. Yeah. That's not a hindrance. Like, I chose those things on purpose. Yeah. And that's just how I work, right? Like, I need time out. I need to step away. I'm trying to figure out the balance of like, don't step away too long. Well, because, do you ever do that? Do you ever feel like, well, if I step away too long, I'm going to lose touch with it, and then I'm going to get a little complacent and I might sit down? I can do that.
Well, so the reason I stopped playing jazz is I had started drinking too much. And
oh, really?
I have like really happy body chemistry. It's just like that. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of lucked out. What I tend to go to is anxiety sometimes, but I have happy body chemistry. But I had developed a bit of a drinking problem, and so I stopped going out for 5 years and stopped playing music. Like, I stopped. I was almost done. And got brought back by playing rock and roll. And surprisingly, that rock and roll did not tempt me to drink.
Right.
That innocent, sweet rock and roll where I scream and look like I'm trained for books on stage.
That's right. That's right. But you know better because you've been through that moment where you took a moment to pause. And I mean, I completely understand that. I think, I think I've been through some of that too. I think it's easy to turn to drink for surprisingly other reasons too. Like, it's being a mom or being all these things or getting too busy, right? You can, our world promotes alcohol and heavy duty to women as well. And so surprisingly or not surprisingly, it can be fairly easy to develop a alcohol abuse problem, right? Like, or go
to. You're having fun.
Right.
Yeah. When you get too busy, you're like, well, that's the only fun I can get pretty quick. Mm-hmm. Right. Like or it takes the edge off. Like, I'm so busy, I need a summer vacation, and the only place I can find it is in this bottle of rosé. So let's go. But I get the same thing too. I get massive anxiety. I had a chronic panic and anxiety around 2005. And so took medication, and it helped a lot just to calm that down, but then also pulled back from like sugar and alcohol and things like that. But it also makes me, I don't know about you, but like, it also makes me ultimately kind of agoraphobic. Like, I can't wrestle with the anxiety and then go out and pretend that I'm okay.
Yeah. I didn't realize that one thing that alcohol gave me was the ability to socialize. And so, and I don't understand it at all. Like sometimes it's super easy for me to socialize, but mostly if I go to a party, I'm so uncomfortable.
Right on. Yeah.
And I could talk to all of those people in one-on-one or in bands or whatever. It's something about all these people together is overstimulating or something.
Totally.
And so when I will say when I was drinking, I was the life of the party, or at least I thought I was.
Nice. Yeah.
And I'd be like, you know, whatever you do when you're.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, every moment of not drinking has been a complete joy for me.
Yeah.
And I realized that I didn't actually like it that much. And I didn't do it for very long. I think I recognized right away that I did it differently. So I was able to pull back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to know that you don't need it.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. I quit drinking quite a few years ago, and it's been great health-wise for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that, Ryan. So, so that's like really good to hear. And I think that's good to say out loud for other people, because I think people can be surprised at how easy it is to fall into that pattern. And it's for not extraordinary reasons. Yeah. Really. It could just be the accumulated pileup. Like I never turned to alcohol when I was in bands ever. I mean, I could be going, that's one thing I noticed. I was like, I could have and had gone through like terrible breakups, like that are, you know, those moments that are really hard. It never crossed my mind to like go to a bar. But when I got married, had a kid, was working corporate, I think when I had placed myself very far away from the artistic half of myself, that was hard. I didn't know it at the time, but I was really lost.
Yeah.
And tired, you know, like kids are, God bless my son. Everybody knows, everybody who has kids knows that's a fatigue that will F you up over years. And I didn't know how to, I think I was just doing things that weren't myself. I don't regret them, like working corporate, you know what I mean? And there just was kind of that's a different situation. And I also, I don't know if you've ever been through this, just you're saying about going to parties. It dawned on me for the first time, you know, my family moved to Minneapolis. It was the first time I ever had to make friends, because I hadn't realized that during bands, I mean, at a young age, like I didn't have to try at all. Like there was always a group of people, friends around, you know, like, and people wanted to talk to me. So that was never something I had to do until I had like a kid moved away and we didn't know anybody. And I felt that was so exhausting.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know it sounds maybe egotistical, but I mean it circumstantially, like, I didn't have to make an effort here and now I do. And I don't know quite how to do that. And it's, you know, one more exhausting thing. So
yeah, I think it was difficult before quarantine, before computers, before, you know, so when I was in my 20s, you just always have friends because you're always hanging out. That's what
good point.
And I am zero hanging out, because the reason too is that I'm out before quarantine. I was out rehearsing all the time. I was out playing gigs. I would be out till 3 a.m. And I was teaching all the time. So I didn't want to hang out. That wasn't fun. I wanted to sleep.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, good for that. Totally makes sense. I think people forget that like doing music is work too.
Yeah.
The work that it takes to then put that show on or make that record or, you know, send out merch, of which I would like to mention you have killer t-shirts. Like I see that you have some of the best designs. And I love the pictures with people wearing the shirts too. I'm like, that's awesome. Like, oh, you know.
Yeah, I love it. Whenever I get so excited, and I'm going to ask them if I can put it on my website. You know, all the people in t-shirts. I just love it. I think it's so wonderful.
Like a cork board. You could have like a map too, like where they all live, and then put their picture by where they live, and then you can get a perspective of like where all your fans are. That would be really cool too. Because I would imagine
cool. I had to send some to Ireland and Scotland and stuff.
See?
It was super exciting for me.
Yeah.
In my little life.
No, I love that. I love that. Well, so Talk about your latest release too,
Yeah.
with the trio and everything.
So I was performing this music as a solo thing, and I would do loops, and then I would sing loops over it and play solos and stuff like that. And I had a combination of piano and guitar. And then I was asked to do a performance, and I hadn't done a performance of my original music. And so I asked Faith and Alyssa to do it. And the moment we played together, it was so magical. Like,
oh, nice.
You know how when you get together, if you're three of you, it could feel like there's four of you, which is the three of you together is the fourth thing. And that's what happened. And I have videos of it. Like you can hear it in the video. You know, often camera phone videos are not great at capturing what happened. And somehow it captured this energy.
Oh, that's
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
So we played one show of a few songs, and then I went to Scotland to do the Edinburgh Fringe Fest with the theater show. And then when I came back, we went and recorded that music. So it wasn't like we'd been playing together or practicing or anything. I mean, it just was.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then we did a really great gig at the beginning of the year with No Baby and oh my God. Why am I forgetting? I'm forgetting the name of one of my favorite bands, but I'll
Don't you love that? Yeah.
And it was this great show, a lot of cool people in the audience. And I was like, man, this band is just super magical. And it kind of combines a lot of things I love. I like loud hard rock mixed with kind of quiet, beautiful things, but I like improv and how it can surprise you or shock you while you're performing into some new ideas.
Yeah.
And that band is really good at doing it. You know, so it's been very exciting. So we've played several shows. We just did a High Dive live stream, and we've been releasing videos. I did the first video, basically where I set my head on fire through every image. Like you see Faith looking beautiful and Alyssa looking beautiful, and my hair's on.
What are you trying to say, Kathy? No.
And then the second one was my friend Allison. She danced and did all the stuff to Bad Days Coming.
Oh yeah.
So incredible. So yeah, I guess that's what we do now is we'll just release song by song.
How was it playing at the High Dive? So given the current state, there's folks are playing live streaming shows there at Nectar, and other places, or in their homes. What'd that feel like? Man,
that was great.
Okay.
The High Dive was great because first of all, they had all of this gear so that the videos were as high quality as it could be. Like,
okay,
there was video cameras everywhere, and someone was editing as it went, and then someone was running the soundboard, and they mic'd it perfectly, and so I feel like that made it possible for us it was going to be as good as we performed it. And the cool thing about this band is it's really easy to perform that album without ever stopping. And so we actually played for 45 minutes without stopping. And then we did a few things at the end, like Faith tap dancing, for instance.
Way to go, Faith.
And so, I think I've noticed when I watch live streams that people will stop and feel awkward that there's no one there applauding.
Yeah.
Because you're in and I don't have to do that. And I actually, I learned that from Thadalac. You don't have to stop.
Right.
Because it's you don't want to stop that energy is like this. You don't want to just go.
Yeah. I love the idea of like even a hanging note in between, right? Like, so the theater piece is not ended yet.
Yeah.
Like you're on a journey, and this,
tell the audience not to applaud. The noise is happening.
Greta, right?
Yeah.
So when we did her album, we did a live performance that she orchestrated, and she actually said at the beginning, she goes, "Can you hold your applause till the end of the show?" Because it was actually a work, and I was like, "Oh, that's really interesting."
Is that what you did at the High Dive? That you okay?
No, at the High Dive, I just didn't stop because that I might do that if there was an audience, not stop. That the album's like that.
Yeah. Well, I love that. Yeah. Well, and I feel like, I don't know if you felt this way, but I would imagine then you get to stay in your world,
Yeah.
your music world, like, and it doesn't matter if anybody's there or not.
Yeah.
'Cause you're just, in it, that kind of stuff. What are you guys so you guys have the new release, right?
Yep.
Are you guys going to record more things like?
Yeah. I mean, okay. So I have made this quarantine a big project for myself of how many things that I can learn that are practical. So
cool.
Beyond kimchi, which was also very practical, but
very useful.
Yeah.
So I'm learning. I talked to Floyd Rietzma yesterday. I've been talking to Don Gunn and I've been talking to Thaddeus about recording. And I've been recording all these projects. So I'm learning how to record by recording. I'm throwing myself into the fire and making mistakes and writing down the problems and then having people help me sort through how to solve them,
Nice.
But I had a really great conversation with Floyd yesterday about amps, miking amps and stuff like that. And then a lot of things. So it's now I can send tracks out. I do some like commercial stuff. So now I can send tracks out for that.
Nice.
I did a Mike Squires thing and I sent a track for that. And so, I should have known it before quarantine, but I never had to. So I didn't. I was spending time practicing guitar, so.
Yeah.
And it's been really great. Learning how to record is really great for if you arrange stuff, flesh that out. So you put it down and you go, this works, this doesn't work.
Right.
I think that I'm an editor, but I don't know. I'm developing that, meaning, if you put down a lot of content, you actually have to go through and say, yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fun tool to work with because it's like you have a lot of control. Surprisingly.
Yeah. I mean, also you have independence.
Yes. Love independence. I really appreciate that you're able to do that. And do you feel like that's your nature to be able to break, like learning the guitar and learning recording, like to break things down and learn them? Like I get overwhelmed really easy and then I get mad because I don't think this is probably way back from childhood, right? Just not knowing how to like just break it down one step at a time in order to not get overwhelmed with like the frustration or overwhelm, right? Of not knowing how to do something. Does that come naturally to you to just break a problem down and learn it and you enjoy it?
I think I built it. So probably through some circumstantial stuff. Like, I've mentioned before that when I was a kid, we kept moving. So I would get bullied a lot.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we were poor, but like a really happy, loving family. So I had a good family. But, my parents worked really hard to provide, as parents do. And so we kept moving to these small towns in the Midwest, which, everyone got bullied. I just was one of the people that like, it was just bullying 90% of the time. And then 10% of the time, like, something else. And so the great thing, I'm actually really happy that happened to me, which I shouldn't say. But the reason is I never had to be normal and I never had to fulfill expectations. Oh. And so I could play guitar, which was really weird thing for girls to do at the time. And so I think that like that was part of it. And then I think the other part was, when I was in high school, things came easy to me, like singing or whatever, meaning that in high school, you could just be in the musical or whatever. If you were the only person that could really sing, you got the musical. Right. When I went to college and realized how much everyone else had practiced compared to me, it got my ass handed to me. Like I've had my ass handed to me several times. And so that is what motivates me. Got it. In a good way. Just like, oh, whoa, okay, I better get to the woodshed and practice. And then I also realized after high school that you could learn anything by going into the library. And so that was, I would go read philosophy books and stuff like that. And I'm not like, I'll have friends say, "Oh yeah, I was reading Shakespeare when I was 4." I was not. I don't
Right.
think like I was not an intellectual kid at all in any way.
Mm-hmm.
So once I realized that I didn't have to feel like I couldn't do it,
Right.
that I could teach myself and learn from people that knew,
Yeah.
that was the motivation. And so I try to bring that to my students, like self-learn as well as taking from me.
Yeah. Well, I love that you have like, I love that line you just said, like, I didn't have to be normal. Like, that was fascinating to me when you said that. I was like, oh, that's so interesting, that stance. Like, I always try and put things on, like, put myself in your shoes. Like, there is a gift in that where you're like, well, if all of normal is just being assholes. And so that drives me over to my, I was like, that's what I got. And I don't have to be like you. And there's some freedom in that. Right.
Yeah.
And so shitty things have gifts in them as well. But also like the library, like what's free and accessible to anybody, like the possibilities, like that's at your fingertips. If you want to go get a book on how to record, like that's within your grasp to
Yeah.
do and learn. And that's amazing to
Well,
know.
plus, yeah, we're in this amazing time where if I say, okay, I'm going to learn Logic, then I can talk to my friends who are experts,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll teach me different things, but then I can go to YouTube clips and just watch a bunch of YouTube clips
Right.
and like say, okay, today I'm going to learn about automating volume.
Right.
And just, sit there and know that the other thing that's important to know is when you go to learn something, you don't just hear it and go, oh, know what I know? Automating volume, everyone, I'm an expert. It could take like months, years,
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you settle into that? Do you also have patience for like, look, this is the long game and relax, and it's your life.
yeah.
It's not like you're waiting for tomorrow to happen. You're like, this is the life.
Yeah, I mean, because you get to do fun things along the way. It's not like
Yeah.
your life is this miserable sludge trying to get to the end goal of automating
Right.
volume. Like in the meantime, I'm recording. I already put out something that I recorded by myself, and made a video for it. I'm going to put out this little thing I did, 5 songs from Radiohead Kid A.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Where I did it myself, and I'm going to put that out. And like it's just. Have you ever seen those videos where somebody learns how to play the violin and they take a video of it every day,
Yeah.
and then there's day 1, and then like 2 years later you go, oh, huh, that person learned how to play.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
the
so fun.
violin.
I've seen people do it who are like with their drawing techniques or painting, and it's really fun because you're like, oh, it's like they know nothing, and then 5 years later, you're like, okay, wow, you're a master now. It's inspiring.
Yeah, it's
That's
really cool
cool
to see that process and to know that it is like all this stuff is just work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you just get better if you keep doing it. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to take that back to the guitar, I think.
Me too. Yeah.
I am not a lover of the guitar. I play the guitar for independent reasons, but I feel the difference when I've had to play shows a lot or practice. Like I feel that, like I could feel, oh, this got easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like going in between chords or doing a thing or whatever. I'm not ever looking to be complex, but I do appreciate, I probably should appreciate more. Like if you played this, it would be easier, and you could enjoy it, therefore enjoy it, not add a struggle to performing live, singing and playing it. You give yourself some relief when you practice and get better at something.
Yeah. I think that guitar, because I used to teach at School of Rock, and I noticed that guitar was the hardest one to pick up.
Yeah.
Once you kind of have some ability, once your hands can stretch,
Yeah,
weird shapes, and you get over the pain and all that, and you can switch between things and do bar chords or whatever, then some of it becomes easier than other instruments.
right.
Like playing in different keys.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I love that. Well, I feel like I've built a musical world around myself that's super simple. Like, I'll tell people if I do a songwriting class, which is mostly about lyrics, I'll be like, I wrote probably 5 of my first songs and goodness songs on the E string. Like all you need is the E string.
great.
You know what I mean? If you can sing or have melody or whatever. And I think rhythmically, so like if there's a drummer, I could write a lot of songs, right? So if there's a pattern, that triggers a lot of triggers me a lot into ideas. But I also, again, being a singer, I'm not looking for when I'm writing for myself, I'm not looking for the guitar to be complex. I'm looking for it to hold basic structure.
Yeah.
And the rest will get filled in with the band members who do play that really well. And that's okay. That's just how I work. That's okay with me.
Well, that's important because everyone has to find how they are creative and then go to it. Like what we were talking about before, Kate Bush will put out an album every 10 years. I mean, she had a time where she put out more, but it takes her a long time to construct it. And Peter Gabriel takes a long time, and D'Angelo. And those are three of my favorite musicians of all time. And then there are other people I love, like Neil Young. It has to be the first take. Lenny Kravitz, it's the first take. I mean,
oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm kind of like that. Like I'm usually a first take person because the energy has to be.
Yes. Totally.
I don't know how you are in the studio with that.
I would say it takes me like 3 passes to get in my body. And then get into the vocal character for the storytelling. Not like fakey, but like it is some of that. Like how do you want to sing this? Like it's not like who's the character in this, but it's like acting, right? Like how do you want to portray this song? And that takes me a good 3 or 4 or 5 takes, right? Like just to get 3, definitely to like get in my body, and then forget about the microphone or whatever. And it's not that awkward, but I can tell. Like Steve's worked with me a lot. John Goodmanson's I've worked with a lot. Like they know me well, because it's sort of like, well, I can sing well. If you just want me to do a take, like I'm on key, I can do that or whatever. But if you want the little things that are about like me getting into my body enough to be like, hold back here, or don't sing so hard, sing less here, or, quiet it here, or allow for whatever phlegm is in your voice, or I look at all of that stuff, like all of because I can hear the minute I'm like dead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone had asked me about the Anthem record, and then they like the record, and I like the record too, but I can tell because we had to record that record twice for Lava Atlantic. I can tell that the second time I can tell the like burnout, like, cause there isn't like you're saying, there isn't the like, like that spark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can sing well, but I'm tired.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like I get diminished returns if I try to do, like I've had, that's why I like to work with Floyd and Don Gunn. There's a few people I work with, and I'm sure that Steve, like I would love to work with Steve. I'm sure that would be the same thing. Barrett Jones. Barrett Jones actually got one of the best performances out of me because I was struggling, and usually I can do like guitar stuff in a take, but I was really struggling for some reason with this song. And he was just sitting in the room, and I came out and he goes, stop being Jimi Hendrix and think melodically. I mean, it's just like,
right on, sure.
And it was just, what he meant was like, don't try to make it epic psychedelic solo. For this song, don't do that.
Yeah, stop being so good. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like be melodic. And literally when he said that, I felt like a light bulb went on my head, and I knew exactly what I was going to play. And it's my favorite solo on that song. So sometimes you need that person that's like, that will shake you out of your, I don't know, complacency. That's not what it is, but whatever.
Could be habits, could be anything, right? Or your lofty, or this bigger idea of like what good guitar playing or even singing sounds like. But what maybe I think Barrett was also like, play to the song.
Yes, that's it.
Right? Play to the song, sing to the song. When Goodness did their first record, coming off of like Hammerbox, which was, whoa, like John and he worked with me. We were, that whole record is like, sing less. Like the whole time it was like, sing less, talk, sing. Like I wanted that. I was like, I want to sing different. I want to sing less because not everything has to be like that. Like it's sing, there's got to be some other character. There's got to be some other side to me. Like, and I want to do some, because I would hear other artists who weren't like perfect singers, but their takes were awesome. Like their character, the way they sang was realer. It just was a different thing. And I was like, I want to be able to do that. And so it was a lot of like, sing less, talk, sing, like, Smoking is like all trying to, you know, he takes me, he's like, sing less, like every take, sing less, where I'm literally learning how to sing and kind of just talk. Like, I don't know how to do that. Like,
you know, I read this one thing that they actually, on one album, they told Ann Wilson to sing less, you know.
yeah, right.
And, you know, Ann Wilson, but
yeah.
But that, it is interesting if you listen to her too, like, sometimes she is talking.
Yeah, well, it helps you come through more. That's what I have found. Danny Newcomb and I were talking. So, you know, his latest release is super intimate. And we, for a while, were playing a bunch of shows together, acoustically. And, you know, I always said I was super impressed and proud of him for going from being a guitar player to guitar player and singer. Yeah. Like, even Harris from Hammerbox, like I'm like, that's a big deal. That's scary. And so Danny and I think through, I mean, because we're friends, we have talked through his, you know, over the course of him making these records. And he very specifically, like, we would do these acoustic shows, and he would say, wow, people, and I was really flattered, but he's like, people really respond to you. And I said, well, one, thank you. But I said, well, I think they respond because they're getting me. Like, I'm giving them me. Like, that's what I like about music, right? So I said, we kind of got into a, like, sing less, like, tell your story. I'm like, when you write a song, who are you? Like, why did you write that? Like, you give more of yourself, put more of yourself out there.
Both, because you have one of the great voices in Seattle.
Oh, thank you.
And you can be yourself, and you can work with this dynamicness of how you approach singing, which is not just one way, right?
Right.
And I think that's really important, because think about all your favorite singers. A lot of them don't have the best voices, or I mean, I don't want to say Neil Young doesn't have the best voice, but I didn't realize that people didn't like Neil Young's voice because I love it so much.
Yeah.
But I guess some people don't like his voice. But talk about, you know, someone who could express themselves.
Yeah, because it's Neil Young, right? Like, it was like, you just want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
It's his, you know, his poetry, his songwriting, and all that. And you want him.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like Tom Waits for that, right? Tom Waits really early on. Like, I remember, like, I couldn't understand a damn thing he was saying. Like, that was weird. I saw Big Time, the movie Big Time he did. And I had spent, I was 22. Maybe I was 22. Anyways, I had spent a year in France, right? Like, just I wanted to learn to speak French. And so I came back. I'd been away from the States, went and saw that movie. So coming back to American, and then going and seeing Tom Waits, like, I literally was like, I don't even know what he's saying. Like, so like, I was like, holy shit. Like, well, I can't understand him, because just all his gravel, but I like his style, like, it's experimentation. I just want him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think people feel that way about Dylan?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Bob Dylan, but the same thing like with Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even want to sing, from what I remember reading. Like, he hated his own voice, and I think it was Bob Dylan that inspired him to basically like, oh, I can do this.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, but there's an age too where Bob Dylan, I think I went, it's probably sacrilege, so nobody kill me. I went to see Bob Dylan because I know so many people are huge Bob Dylan fans, and I mean, I appreciate Bob Dylan, but I wouldn't say I'm more of a Kate Bush fan, right?
Oh yeah.
So I went and saw him, and I literally got up and left, like, halfway, because I'm also a singer, and I'm a lyric listener, and I'm like, I can't fucking understand one damn word he's singing. And if God bless you, but I'm out.
But what decade was it though? Because, you know, he was towards the end of his alcoholism and stuff. He was putting on really garbage performances. Sorry, Dylan, I love you. But Time Out of Mind is when he got sober and came out with one of the great albums of all time, probably my favorite album of his. And also it like changed how people were performing, like more organ was coming back into bands and stuff like that.
I want to say it was okay because he played at the Paramount. Like Garth was there, all the people. Like I think Chris Friel. When was that? We were recording with Brad. What year was that? 2001, maybe.
Mm.
I'm trying to think now. If it was that.
Yeah, that might have been the tail end of.
Could be.
Alcohol.
I couldn't. Nope. I was like I couldn't understand a damn thing. And I'm a listener. Like I listened hard. I was like, and I know it's a great, it's like a moment, right? You're seeing Dylan, but I get pissed. I have also left a Fiona Apple show, and I love Fiona Apple. I think she's an amazing songwriter, but like, this is just my crap that I can't take. Like she's so nervous on stage and so awkward and so self-deprecating that it just got in the way. And I don't know why. I'll have to think about this, I guess. It just triggered maybe my, it felt irresponsible, and I'm not judgy like that. I'm not really ever judgy about the show must go on or whatever. But I also thought it was fucking annoying, like immature. Yeah. My pragmatic side was like, for God's sakes. And I got up and left. I just was like, you got to fucking be kidding me. Like, get your shit together.
I gotta go. Sometimes they just have bad shows. It does happen.
Well, there's that too. I mean, I've seen that before.
I get it.
I've seen a show that might have been good, but I didn't enjoy it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I won't say who, but one cool thing that happened was I got to see Cat Power when she sobered up. And and I love her.
I love her.
She used to perform famously, and so did Elliott Smith, where they would leave the stage.
Yes. Oh no, Elliott Smith played the Croc one time, got halfway through a song and stopped. And because we had been on a tour, I remember it was like knee jerk. I was like, Elliott, from like the back of the room. Because I'm like a mom. I swear I have an inner mom that's like, you got to be kidding me, Elliott. And he's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. One thing I have to say about Thaddeus Turner again, that's always really impressive to me, is that when we have really good shows, when our shows are really tight, not just the music, but the whole performance, he performs with every part of his being. Like, it's not just that he's a great guitar player and pianist and whatever, songwriter. It's that he actually puts on a performance, and he and his brother do dance moves that they've been doing since before. And,
wow.
Every once in a while they'll stand on the other side of me and I see them dancing. I'm like, well, I should try to pretend I can dance.
Good job. Good job. Yeah. But I think if you're just someone who really enjoys like the well done thing, you want that. I mean, I understand. It's not my place to judge or whatever, but I like what I like and I don't like what I don't like.
Well, not only that, I think that sometimes I don't want to put a lot of time. I don't ever want to be cruel to anyone or anything like that. Like, that's not interesting to me. But sometimes I don't want to put, if it's like a big famous person and they don't see me, I don't want to put a lot of my energy into something that I think is like not great, because it's soul sucking a little bit. So especially if you love someone. Mm-hmm. So I saw, by the way, I love They Might Be Giants. So this is that's nice to see them. But I saw them on the last show of their tour, and you could tell they were like, la, 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 and la, 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 and
like, see everyone.
Like, man, this is a bummer. Like, I really wanted to see them. This is like decades ago, and it wasn't that. I'm sure they've put on a zillion great shows or whatever, but that was kind of a bummer. And so I'm like, do you want to sit through that necessarily? But on the other hand, I guess you could learn something about what happens to even bands you really like if they're just tired.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, do you ever feel like I guess I like excellence. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I am far from being like anal retentive. I'm annoying, like, but what I do respond to is a bit of striving for excellence and being good. Like, I remember when Hammerbox was playing, I did really like that everyone's mindset was, you better be good, because there's a lot of bands out there. And especially in a small town, right? Like when I when that band formed, and all of us weren't from Seattle. We were one of those all transplant kind of bands, but I had roomed with like Nils Bernstein, who was the head of like PR for Sub Pop. Charles Peterson was my roommate. It was a small town.
Yeah.
And so I remember one of our first shows was going to be at, oh God, what was this club? It wasn't the Vogue on First Avenue. I always forget the name of it. Anywho, we were going to play the show, and I knew Nils and all the people were going to be at the show. And I remember looking at Harris going, if we aren't good, we're fucked. Like we got this, like, just because at the time it wasn't, it hadn't exploded yet. So it was the small town. You're like, if these people don't like us, we're going to be dead in the water. You know what I mean? Or if they don't, if we're not good enough. And these are all music files. Like Nils had a record store. I mean, these were deep lovers of music. And so that was kind of, I liked that we were at least trying to strive to be really good at what we are, and competitive in the way that I think was healthy, sort of like, this is terrible to admit, but like, I want to play a show and kick the ass out of the other band, kind of in terms of being good. Like, great, I want to play with you, get an audience, can't wait to take them all.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like the good competition, because they're doing that for you, and it's good natured, right? It's
yeah.
Everyone is pushing everyone to their best performance. Yes, I like excellence. And by the way, I like a lot of really good caveman, simple punk.
Yeah.
Love it, especially if it comes from a place of original creativity. I always use the Ramones as an example for that, but it could be, name it.
Yeah.
But I really want to go home and feel like I need to work on something or transcribe because I've seen something. And that doesn't happen very often. It does in my Sea Monster world and my Royal Room world. And, obviously it does in those worlds where those people are, like, a lot of times you go see someone playing the guitar and just taking it to a new place sonically, or, and that's really like, if you go see Nels Cline, for instance, who's the Royal Room, you're going to go home and practice all night long. Yeah. If you go see Bill Frisell, you're going to go practice and see if there's something in you that feels as original as he is all the time in every moment. And that's thrilling. So I want to see things that make me want to go home and practice. And what it could make me want to practice is performance or lyric writing. Right. Like I'm curious for you, I have a couple things I do about lyrics, but when you're writing lyrics, do you have a process or? I'm a very intuitive writer. Like, it comes out of me, and my stuff is personal, right? Like it's my way of healing. And so certain songs will just come out like blah, and I love that magic. Like I purposely get out of the way. Like, I will do something very basic on guitar in order to like trigger that. But there'll usually be something emotional I'm going through anyway, and something needs to come out. And so I'm enough of a pop listener, even a radio listener, where, and that's what I did originally in Hammerbox, was listen to melody, and then write lyrics and sing, create the vocal melody. So I'm used to listening that way. So when I write, I'll get a basic on piano or a guitar, and that will trigger, things will start coming out. And I'm mystified by some of it. I love that because it's my own personal healing and art. That's just that. I mean, I don't even know if it's that. There's certain things I get stuck on. Where I get stuck is like, I'll get partial idea and then go back and be like, well, what's this song all about? And if I don't know, I'm not hot at going, complete the story and write the thing. If it didn't emotionally come out of me, like, people write songs for other people or write hits, or they do, constructed things. I'm not great at that. Like I have a couple unfinished songs where I'm like, if the fuel is the emotion. So if I'm like, well, I've got a general idea that this song is about like a young girl on the verge of 19 and on this just 17 or whatever. And it's kind of about this, and some of it came out, and then I go to revisit it. I struggle harder there because where that info is coming from is not like necessarily gut and emotion. I'll have to spend time on it and think about it, and then that's harder. Yeah.
That's more work for me.
Well, I think that's like a whole other world too. Like once again, back to Stephanie Johnson, I think that she actually could have a career going to writing music for people, and she wants to do it.
Oh,
And
cool.
I think that you could too if you're going on that path and doing it. When I write music, because I like to write in lots of different styles, so that it helps me not get bored. Like I don't want to sound like I have attention deficit because I do so much.
No, you're just super creative.
I just like to. It's exciting to be like, oh, okay, now I'm going to do this really. Like I did a whole series of psychedelic guitar songs last week.
Yeah.
And I listened to Kurt Weill and I listened to Neil Young and I listened to people I think of as psychedelic. And so I can write now. I wrote a song for Dolly Parton and in my head, but it's a song. It's fleshed out. If I could ever send it to her and she would perform it. But so that helps me to write in different styles if I think of the person in my mind. Like I wrote a song for Al Green. I wrote a song for Chelsea Wolfe. You know, I'll be like, oh, what would this be like if I wrote this song for Chelsea Wolfe? And that really helps me to get into the head. Like, because you write, I think the reason you feel that way is you write these personal songs for yourself, but these songs would sound really great if other people sung them. So,
I feel that way about a lot of goodness stuff where I'm like, oh, I'd love a lot of stuff could like on the verge of country. Like, oh, I'd love to see Carrie Underwood sing this song or somebody else. Like, well, there's at least 5 to 10 songs where I'm like, I'd love to hear somebody in country sing this because it's pop. It's on that pop. It could lean into that direction really easy. I would love that. I really want to produce people vocally. Like I would love to be, I'm really interested in say going in the studio, like Kim Byron and I have talked about that.
Oh my God.
Or Mirror Gloss, the women in Mirror Gloss, we've talked about that. I would love the chance to go in and work with a vocalist for a lot of reasons. One, like Julia and I did on her last recording. One, to give women especially a buddy, and not everybody needs this, but I'm like a buddy and support to say, hell yeah, you can do that. Or like, what's your opinion? You know, like just there's that. And then also just to explore different things they could do with their voices as long as it remains natural to them. Like I'm not looking to step on someone's original creativity. That's not my place, but I could offer the opportunity to say, what about trying it this way? Or what if you opened your mouth up? Or can we get what would it sound like if we did it this way? What would it work for this story? Or, there's just the different ways I look at like songs I'm fascinated by that. Like I would love to do that without, again, treading on anyone. I mean, I guess I would say that way up front. I'd be like, here's what I offer. Should you not, if it gets to be too much and you don't want it, you just say no.
You know what? Sean Smith wanted to do that. He wanted to be a producer.
Yeah.
And he was really good. He was really great to work with in the studio. I got a lot of cool performances playing for him because he will tell you exactly what he wants and what he doesn't want,
Yeah.
And he hears this whole world. So I think that's actually really great. It's the same thing that I said about Barrett Jones, right? He's saying that. And like, actually both Floyd and Don are that for me, where Floyd is really great where I can be like, what if I try this on the piano, play the piano with the ukulele? And he'll be like, yeah, go try it. I mean, he's really good at, and then being like, yes, it worked, it did not work. So we can quickly move through things.
Yes.
Because it's expensive to be in a studio. And with Floyd, I had one day where I was recording for the first Little Ships, and everything I did on that first album, I did in a 4-hour period. And there was a couple things I did in there that I layered all this guitar looping stuff underneath the song. And
oh, cool.
I did it fast because Floyd was like, yes, no, and made the sound so clear to me that I could do that. And I had other experience. And then Don is always like that, where I can just, that whole Catherine Meyer Superpower Trio thing happened within a day. And
nice.
Yeah. He's just really easy to work with and is good at saying yes or no, editing in real time, right? So that you can, because it's expensive to be in a studio, and so you have to get the best that you can. And so if you're there helping people to get the best that they can, I think that's so important.
It is so great to be around smart smart people
Yeah.
who are experienced. I mean, I love being with a good teacher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love a good teacher, right? Like just who, you're right, can cut to the chase, but also be giving you smart, thoughtful feedback for tries and attempts. That's a gift. That's a gift to be with a really good teacher, experienced teacher, because you're getting good stuff. You're not just, random getting thoughtless input. You know what I mean? Like, the difference when someone's like, dude, can you play or whatever? You're like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, what do you even mean by that? Get out of here. Like,
Yeah, a good teacher is not like, hey, you should suck less.
yeah, like, great. That tells me a lot.
Well, and I think that's the thing, like all those people, if you think about sound engineers, for instance, they probably all interned with someone who was great and had some sort of unconventional, like they would just show up at the studio and mic drums all day or, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think that like providing that for people is really important. And then recognizing that as a human that we're learning our whole life that you want to do that yourself too. So you keep filling yourself with new information. And, one of my fantasies so I'm learning recording and I'm fleshing out some arrangement things by doing that. And then I'm also been transcribing I've been doing this stuff where I just transcribed the end of Hotel California and played both solos and tried to make them sound different from each other.
Nice.
So that was really fun. And I played the piano and everything underneath it. So I've been doing stuff like that too. Like, why does this sound like this and that sound like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so what I'm hoping, I have a fantasy have you ever seen the videos of Childish Gambino where there's a guy from Sweden who, so Childish Gambino brings his music and then the guy from Sweden plays all these instruments on it. And then there's this Childish Gambino album.
No, now we're gonna have to have a link to it. Yeah.
It's so cool. And I'm
Yes.
like, that's the cool thing is to just sit there and be like, okay, here's the stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, dude. Yes. And I said, dude, sorry.
I don't think called me.
No, I get really excited about it. Yes, I'm telling you, like, that's the thing, like, I love to do on, so like Steve did my third solo record, right? Like, and I literally was like, here's the music. Like, it was Pickerel played on that, Johnny Sangster, I think Jared Clifton's on it. Like, but I literally, like, I think the guitar playing, I wasn't even there. Cause I was just like, I was like, here. And he's like, well, Johnny's going to play a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, great. Like, he's amazing. So I'm not too worried about it. If I don't like it, I'll tell you, but I'm not too worried about it. And I would that could sound really, I did that on purpose. I know myself. I'm like, I'm not the girl who sits and listens to minutia takes. I will burn out so fast. I burn out really fast. I just do. And so I'd rather like go get out of the way, I'll choose very purposely who's doing what, right? Like Johnny Sangster is amazing. Pickerel's amazing. Pretty sure something amazing is going to happen. Like, not too worried about it. Like, but if I come back and, I'll have little things like, there'll be no pedal steel on anything I do ever. I don't like it. I don't like.
Oh, you'll come
country.
around.
Yeah, I probably will. I probably will.
Come around.
Yeah, probably will. If we can do it in a very unusual way, I respect that instrument.
Well, there's a band called Brian Blade Fellowship, which is one of my favorite bands. It's a jazz band, and he had like the shreddingest.
Oh, really?
Pedal steel player. The pedal, it was like distorted and just like it was just like any ripping guitar solo. Just like sounds like it sounds like people crying or whatever.
Yeah,
but it's
Well, I'm happy to like. Teach me something new. I'm in. Like I don't have ego around it. I've just, there was a, that's not me. Let me just say that. I'll just own my side of the street. Like, this is what I write. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to go. Cause there'll be often someone will say like, oh, Carrie, you should do country. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. Like Gillian Welch does it. She's gorgeous. Like I'm good, blah blah. Anyways, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, I know. And so sometimes I'll even write in different styles sometimes because I know my default. The person who I really am is someone who writes like 1,000 songs that sound like PJ Harvey.
Oh, no, I totally get it. I write in waltz. I'm like, oh, waltz constantly. 1, 2, 3,
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, I'm notorious for like waltzing the shit out of something. That rhythm is very like soothing to me, probably.
Yeah.
But if I could probably go through a list of songs and be like, waltz, waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? Like there it is, like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's not. Yeah, I think I've had some musicians go, can you just change that for me? Like, take the song that's written and is that waltz? I guess it's waltz here, 1, 2, 3, whatever. And like now change that. And then I've had that happen. Like on Home, that the first solo record I did, a bunch of people played on it, and Tucker Martine produced it. So when he lived in Georgetown, and Reggie Watts plays on that, Avon Kang plays on that, Harris, my brother, and Reggie Watts came in. I had 2 songs, and in piano, I would tend to write da 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 da. You know, like on my fingers. That's how I would play it.
Yeah.
And Humdrum was written that way, and I think Reflection was written that way. And Reggie came in and like cut it in half. Like again, I left and I came back, and they were and he'd like completely done the song a different way. Like just cut the timing in half and left all this space. You know, and then used Rhodes, and it was just like, what I loved about it is it made all this naked room for the lyrics, and it was sparse, like the story, right? The feelings. And so I so deeply enjoy being around really good, smart people. It's a effing pleasure.
Well, and Reggie's amazing. You know, he has this other thing. So he's ridiculously talented.
I know, right?
He could just go from floor to ceiling, right?
I know.
But the thing he has too, my friend John Wicks had this. There's a few people. Molly Sides has this. He was really good at making you feel like you're the most important person in the room.
Yes, yeah.
And that he was so interested in what you had to say, and he wasn't faking it, you know.
Yeah.
And John Wicks is like that. John Wicks plays with Fits and the Tantrums, but he was like a local guy forever who played. He's just a great player, and he was really just socially smart, humanly smart.
Yeah.
And Molly Sides is like that. You know, if she goes into a room, and I think she's really is interested in what everyone has to say, and it's. I can be kind, but I don't have that. I don't even understand that skill. I do understand being fascinated by people, but they just have it. It just is gushing out of them.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it's natural, if it's a skill they built, you know.
I don't know either, but I know what you're talking about. And I really appreciate that. I mean, they're savoring and learning. They're getting a lot. I mean, because they can do that, I think they're getting, they're obviously capable of standing still.
Yeah. You
know, inside of themselves or attention wise enough to look and notice and intake. I mean, that's a skill. Hence meditation. I have to work at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get excited.
Yeah.
I get really excited, and then I can sound like I'm all over the place, but it's just because a lot of things are trying to get out of my head.
Well, yeah. I mean, did you read that David Lynch book about meditation?
Because he's into transcendental, right? Meditation. No, I haven't read that book, huh?
It's like maybe 30 pages long or something. And it's about what he's doing when he's meditating is trying to find his ideas.
Yes.
So he meditates as part of his artistic process. And he says I'm always say it wrong, so I might have to reread the book. But
I'm gonna go get it. Yeah.
He's fishing for the ideas.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the big ones will come out.
Yeah. Well, have you ever read Elizabeth Gilbert has Big Magic, and she talks about when the idea comes, you need to take it because it will leave. Like chase it down.
I'm gonna write that down.
Like, yeah, that's a great book. And then she's like, yeah, don't take that for granted. Like an idea is showing up, go get it. It's saying, hi, I'm here. And I look at I do meditation every day. When my mom passed away, I turned to meditation as a way to heal, a way to get, you got to, to work. There's only going through it, right? You can
Yeah.
only get to the other side by going through. And so sitting and allowing is a big practice of mine. Like my work is to be present, like just be here now, kind of Ram Dass. Like,
yeah,
it takes me a lot to work at being here right now. But in the practice of that, what I'm shedding is, like a lot of people would, like trauma, fear, pain, past history, releasing crap or whatever. And all that stuff's in the way, getting in the way of me being right here, right now. And then with ideas, I also am trying to just get out of the way.
Yeah.
Like just allow. And maybe there's nothing, but just don't control get out of the way.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, because a lot of times the ideas come to you and they feel like gifts or magic, but you had done all the work in preparation for it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not there to receive it, but it came,
Yeah. But isn't it surprising? You're like, what's this? Like, but it when it's there, and you're like, I don't know, you better grab that. Like, lately I've been like, and I can't tell if it's because we're all like at home too. I've turned to listening to music again. There's a long period of time where I didn't listen to music because music had kind of become business.
Yep.
And so now I'm listening to things I like, because I used to do that as a kid. Like me and I'll age myself, a Walkman was like constant, like daydreaming was the state I like to be in. And I'd really lost track of that. And so recently I've just been making playlists and listening and going back to daydreaming. But now I'll wake up and like, there'll be a certain song. I don't know. I'll wake up and I'm like, why is this song in my head? And it will be there for a while. Like lately it's Billy Joel Big Shot, like over, I don't know why. Like I'll be like, why is Big Shot in my head? Like over and over, or I'm talking random songs. So I go listen to them because I believe I'm like, oh, something's trying to tell you something.
Oh yeah.
Because it's rando.
I found Iggy Pop's Funhouse. So I love Iggy Pop, and I've always loved Iggy Pop, and feel like there's something that I always learn from him. Like I go back and I go, oh yeah, that. But Funhouse is so incredible, and it's their second album with the Stooges, and it was recorded unconventionally. Everyone was in the same room, in a small room. There was room mics, and everything bled into each other, all the instruments. And then Iggy really wanted to record his vocals in the same room, and they tried. And of course it was garbage to do that because you can't do that. So I don't really understand exactly how they did it. They put him in a room with the PA or something, and it made him feel alive so he could walk around that small room and sing. Okay. And if you listen to it, if you love Iggy, listen to it, there's a song called Dirt. Everything should sound like dirt. I don't mean exactly the notes. I mean the sonic, warm, organic, ripping, beauty, and experimentation of Iggy Pop and his voice. Like he is in the moment rather than, like we practice so that we'll execute things perfectly or whatever. But that moment should be itself. So even if you play the same note that you play all the time, it should always sound kind of like the moment of that note.
I'm gonna go listen to that.
Yeah, same.
And he does that. Like it's pretty great. So yeah, I've been listening to music too, and really like, and when I did that Radiohead thing, I transcribed those parts, and some of it I didn't know how they did it, so I just did my guess of how they did it, which was kind of fun. Like,
Well, you know what I'd love to, since you're into that. I don't know if you'd be into this. So I'm. Like Hounds of Love was one of my all-time favorite records. Like I remember my first year in Seattle and sitting on a balcony and snow was falling down and like just constantly listening to Hounds of Love like forever. But I would love to do a remake of the Ninth Wave, like the whole the triptych. And I was like, oh my, so if you ever want to do that remake of I would love to do some version of that. That
would be amazing. And I did Hounds of Love. I don't know if you know that, but I did Hounds of Love twice at the Royal Room with myself, Alex Guy, Greta Farley, and Igor Abeladze. So I have the people that would be totally into doing it. But yeah, is the Ninth Wave the recording that she just did of her concerts, or is it that?
No, I think that's what the triptych's called. I could be wrong.
That could be like the Dreaming, the Ninth Wave. And
yes. Yes, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. Let me go look.
Was it the one that was right after Central World?
No, here's what I'm thinking of. Hold on. I'll go look at it. And this is the way we spend our podcast is you can't see it, but I am looking up things. Hounds of Love. So it is Jig of Life, Hello Earth, and The Morning Fog.
Oh, that's called The Ninth Wave.
I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong.
Great. I love when I learn stuff. Okay, so I'll send you what we did on those. We've done.
Okay. I love that.
In fact, we did it with Sean. We did Morning Fog with Sean Smith.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine. You know, my big fantasy, it would be fun to have you help with this, is I want at some point when we can all be together again, I want to do an orchestrated show of a bunch of my solo stuff, like with Sean Smith did that, right? Like this whole with the Seattle Rock Orchestra. Did you do it with them?
Yeah.
And I had talked to them about it a long time ago, and they were like, well, you know, let's talk about it. It costs a lot to do it. You know what I mean? But I was like, wasn't prepared to do. But anyways, I would love to do taking things and redoing them. And orchestration is something that's just another place to go that I'm fascinated with.
Yeah.
Because it's fantastical in a lot of ways. And just that orchestras have a beautiful sweeping kind of thing.
I'm sorry. Do you know My Brightest Diamond?
It sounds familiar. What is that?
It's a girl. That's her
I love that.
Name. And there's like this whole group of people that do almost like chamber music, rock and roll. And so sometimes Joanna Newsom is in that group, and Anthony and the Johnsons. And so her stuff is really cool. I'll send you a couple of stuff of hers. And then obviously Bjork.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Hands down. Oh, yeah. Always.
Yeah. Orchestrated Bjork is pretty great.
That's one of the songs that was literally plaguing me, was not here. One of her songs. I'm scrolling again. I couldn't get this thing out of my head. And so I just decided to like listen to it over and over. And it's on Vespertine. Oh. And it is Sun in My Mouth.
Yeah.
I think it's that one. It's not Heirloom. Sun in My Mouth. But I couldn't get that song out of my head, and so I just like over and over and over. But yeah, Bjork's otherworldly, right? And even her recent ones too, that are like, you know, Vulnicure or whatever it is. There's just her lyrics, and I feel like only she can do it too, right? Just the way she sings and her voice and all of that. But she's so smart. That's what I love about her. Like, I love to watch documentaries about the making of her records. I just have a super admiration for her, of her experimentation or the reasons behind, or, you know, like the record that is literally built only on vocals, right? It's fascinating. It's a pleasure. That's what I should say.
Where can you see those documentaries? I want to see that.
I think, you know what? I would go, let's just go on YouTube actually and go look. There's lots of interviews, but there was one where she was recording in Spain, and I don't think that was Post. It might've been Homogenic. But there was like a documentary all of her recording all of that. And then there's snippets on YouTube about like Medulla and all that, like Medular, where it's all just vocals, and it shows the people that she finds. That you don't like when you go listen to it, you're like, that's a voice, like, whoa, like, but layered up and all of this. Yeah. You know what? I'll go look and I'll send it to you.
Okay. No, that's awesome.
I love that stuff.
I listen to Dancer in the Dark all the time, and that movie, and I love movies too. And that movie, I think I cried for like an hour after it was over. Like I was racking sobs.
Because it's sad. I literally purposely have never watched it because I was like, I don't think I can take it.
It's too intense.
Isn't it? Is it intense and super dark?
It's really dark because Lars von Trier is a very dark film director.
Yeah, right.
And he kind of abuses his women, but I also think that he is the female character in his films. And so there's some really unusual stuff happening there, but he's often saying something too about how we treat each other, and the cruelty that can happen. So yeah, it's
I'm too scared.
If you don't want to cry, don't
Don't
I
do
just
it.
told the last podcast I talked on where we talked about my album track by track.
Uh-huh.
And I had recommended The Road by Cormac McCarthy.
Okay. Haven't watched that either. Nope. Can't do it.
Yeah. The book, I cried for an hour again after reading The Road. And I was like, maybe I should stop recommending that book because, you know.
I mean, it's a classic though.
It's great.
Yeah, right. You know, it's good. The pain when there's children involved, I can't.
I know.
It hurts. I can't. And you're right. It will linger.
Yeah.
It will linger. And I don't want that.
It'll be funny if everything I ever do from now on, every interview or whatever will be like, I'll talk about The Road. Like, thanks a lot, Kathy Moore.
Now I'm going to take that with me. Well, okay, Kathy, on that note, on that sweeping happy note,
Yeah.
I just want to thank you. I want to talk to you more often anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm so glad we finally did this. And going forward, I will reach out more. I know you're really busy, so don't, whenever we can at some point, I can't wait to do stuff together.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll keep poking. I mean, I'll just, hey, what about now? Like, and it's good for me. That way I don't sit down. You know what I mean? Like sit down and be like, it's really comfortable here. Why do anything?
Yeah, I'll talk to you at some point too. I have an idea about something.
Okay,
it would be very
you got
simple,
it.
not time consuming. So we'll chat about it.
I love that. Well, I thank you so much. I think you're amazing, and I just appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
Nice
so
to meet
much.
you, Kathy, too.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Bye.